Check, test, 1, 2. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. It's Random Crypto Guy with the worst crypto channel on YouTube. Dun 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 dun. Bow chicka pow wow. Hooray! Alright, let's get right to it. I want to make this video. I'm trying to make these videos a little quicker. We'll jump right into the Dixie, as we always do, as we are always want to do, because we want to keep an eye on that dirty, dirty fiat. Speaking of which, the ECB decided it would be cute to write a cute little poem about how they're going to print the money into oblivion to get us through this crisis. And yeah, what people fail to realize, the normal everyday folks, not folks that actually would even bother to listen to my channel, but looking for some real underground news instead of the mainstream thing. But what they fail to recognize is that the ECB and the Fed, the Bank of Japan, all the banking cartel prints. Well, they don't print money per se, yet anyway. I don't want to get too deep into that, but they print reserves so that the banks can lend out, the private bank sector can lend out that money, and that printing press comes from our taxpayer dollars and inflation. And so that's why taxation is theft, let alone the fact that the politicians lie to us all the time about how they're going to spend the money, when the majority of it goes to paying off the interest on these debts. So what the Dixie does is measure who's the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry hamper. That's the way I like to put it. It's all money laundering of our tax dollars. And looks like the U.S. has gone down a little bit this week. I've been wanting to take this down to the daily so you can maybe see it a little bit better. You can see all last week we had all red candles bouncing off of this into this demand area right in here. It's almost broke through. So. And as I suspected, we're going to be bouncing in between the blue thin line and probably when the weekly right up here at 91 3/4, we're going to be bouncing back and forth in between these two lines here. This is the daily, this is the weekly and monthly superimposed on each other. So that's probably the range that we're going to go into. We're going to go into something like this area over here for the time being, until they can get their shit together and decide who's going to be the worst offender of printing money and stealing purchasing power, inflation, and taxes from our children. So we've got a bunch of old geezers and old farts trying to decide the fate of the entire economy. Brilliant idea, fellas. Brilliant idea. Alright, in the meantime, those of us that are in the know, let's take a look at Bitcoin. We had this nice big turncoat support. This was the prior resistance turned support now. You can see it tapped in, it got front runned a little bit. I was hoping that it would come down again, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. I was hoping for at least one more try down. I got some limit orders piled up here, but that doesn't look like that's gonna happen. So it looks like it's gonna take off. This is the nice, really strong buying pressure here with the trend line right here. I like to use wrong line. And the bodies got really super strong buying pressure here. Selling pressure is, and then the selling pressure is weakening. We got selling pressures from before. See right here, this is the selling pressure over the previous week, and then this has been the selling pressure. Has been almost non-existent. This has gone almost vertical. But you see the angle of attack has decreased, but still no match for the buying pressure. So we continue to go up, and looks like it's going to give way again and go vertical again. That's what it looks like. That 50,000 is going to be a tough nut to crack, but I don't see it bouncing down yet. I think we got a ways to go. I think we're going to go much higher with the Elon Musk push. I think that's really going to intensify things very quickly. Slowly, then suddenly. That's what it's looking like, more and more. Let's moving on. Like I said, I want to make this video quick. I don't want to try not to think about it too much. Ethereum looking basically the same. Just wondered when that one big red candle that dipped down from last week, and looking the same. I mean, we might get some pressure come when the futures open, come Sunday night, Monday morning, wherever you are. But I think we're going to continue on. Whether it's going to outpace Bitcoin or not, I'm still not convinced. I wrote a tweet last week saying that I thought altcoin season was about to die, and I didn't mean that. This is where I want to make my retraction here. I didn't mean that the alts weren't going to do well. I just think this time around, all the institutional interest in Bitcoin, and to a lesser extent Ethereum, but still, the institutional money, the wave that's about to come in, is going to be outpace most altcoins. I mean, because some of them are so illiquid, of course they're going to go up. You know, if you buy XYZ shitcoin and at number 2,000, and you get lucky, and a couple of millionaires pile their money into it to try to 500x their money, but then try to pull your money out of that illiquid asset. And so I kind of shy away from small caps. One, I don't have the time. I'm always behind the wheel as a truck driver, so I just pick what I think are going to be good bets and long-term bets that are going to pan out. And Bitcoin has obviously stood the test of time. It's battle tested and it's ready to go. Ethereum, I like what Ethereum is doing, don't get me wrong, but it's not battle tested. That's and then being that they're trying to change over from proof of work to proof of stake in the middle of all that, I think that's going to be a hindrance to them. And things like Cardano and DOT are going to be clipping at their heels very soon, because they're already a complete and finished product. They just need the network effects, and those are the two big bets that I am looking at, as opposed to Ethereum. I mean, I like Ethereum, but I won't go into what happened at BlockFi and what's going on there. I don't really want to discuss that. So let's move on. NASDAQ, new all-time highs. Wow, far out. It's amazing what happens when you print money. Yay. Gold is just kind of sputtering out. I don't know, Peter. Looks like people are waking up to the fact that it's... I ain't got nothing against gold, but it really doesn't have a whole lot of utility other than jewelry and a little bit of electronics. And as people realize that Bitcoin is better at what gold does, the other function of gold, which is a store of value. So people get hung up on the fact that you can't make jewelry out of Bitcoin. Well, big hairy whoop. I mean, yeah, you want to, shiny yellow rock around your neck. Great. That's really awesome, dude. I'm really glad that you got that shiny rock to go around your neck. But it doesn't need to do that in order to be a store of value. People store their value in dollars, and you can't well, I guess you could take dollars and fold them up and put them braid them up into a bracelet or something. I suppose you could do that. People store it in oil. People store it in, there's been whiskey and cow poop have been used as a store of value. So, it's just that they weren't as good as, whiskey evaporates and, cow poop degrades, and you can't burn it. They use it as fuel in Tibet. Tibet is where I got that from. I think they still do in some of the rural parts. They use cow poop as a form of payment. So just an interesting tidbit of information that I think you should know. Moving on to silver. Now, silver being a more industrial metal than gold, the demand is higher. I'm still kind of got some buyer's remorse from buying those, falling for the hype of the silver squeeze, but I think in the long run, we still may, we're going to see a silver run. But I don't know as much about metals as I do about crypto, but I do know more than I do about stocks or oil or things like that. And I know that the ratio between gold and silver is way undervalued, and due to the existence of Bitcoin, I think that's going to get skewed even more. In addition to the use of silver in solar panels and electric cars and things like that, I think that it's going to, that ratio is going to expand, and silver is going to go up in price, and as it gets more and more scarce, and then the paper silver market may. From what I understand, this is what's supposed to happen for a silver squeeze. Everybody's supposed to take all the silver off the market, and then the paper silver, people just trading the numbers, there's people that will actually demand delivery of the physical silver for their paper silver, and so that's supposed to cause the squeeze, and whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. I mean, it's highly manipulated, the paper market, so I'm not sure, but I know that the demand is going to continue to increase as opposed to gold. So I'm still happy with my purchase, and then plus it's art, so it should hold some of its value. There was only 1,000 of the dragons made, and I have 2 of them, so I have 1/500th of a piece of art, basically. So we'll see how it goes. Oil taking another jump up. I wish I would have gotten this trade. I was so dumb. I should have gotten it. I mean, when it went negative, I mean, that was an obvious buy at that point, and I just don't know why I just didn't grab it and hold on. Well, as a long-term hold, just don't know enough about oil to really make any type of judgment like that, but it's continuing to rise. I guess Biden isn't allowing Saudi Arabia to go and kill journalists and create genocide over in Yemen, so I guess that's pissing the Saudis off. I don't know. Might be that, might be something else. I don't know. But I think oil is, I mean, we use it in everything, and I'm not so naive as to think we can turn off the spigot, but I think that there are other alternatives out there. And as we continue to move in that direction. We can, eliminate carbon emissions and turn this into a nice, greener, and safer world where we're not killing people for oil. So there's that. I don't want to get too deep into that, but there's oil. And here's the ETH Bitcoin ratio. Now, it seems like I don't normally pay attention to supply and demand on the ratios, but this one's, I think, might be the exception, because I think there is a lot of trading going on here, showing right here how this demand level has been holding up pretty well this week. It's been wanting to take a dive down as Bitcoin surged this week against ETH. And this was the reason why I kind of was saying that I thought that alt season was over, but that I kind of misrepresented that. I don't think alt season is over. I just think that this year is still going to be the year of the Bitcoin, that alts aren't going to do as well as in prior alt seasons. I think that they're still going to do well, but I think I might have overstated that when I said alt season was dead. I don't think that, and in those terms, in like absolutes, I just think relative to what I think Bitcoin is going to do this year, I don't think the alts are going to do as well as prior years. So with that being said, you see we've been bouncing off there, and I think Bitcoin is going to be taking the lead again here shortly. If it pops at 50, I think we're gonna definitely start seeing this continue to this demand level here break down, and I mean, it's already been tapped into pretty well, and it's a nested demand, and then it re-nested again. So there's 1, 2, 3 nests. So, but I'll be looking at the next level is down in here in this area here. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, it depends on who's going to take the lead. Will alts take the lead, or will Bitcoin takes the lead? And just based on what I know about, that corporations aren't going to put Cardano or XYZ shitcoin on their balance sheet. They're going to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Maybe Ethereum, but I like what BitBoy said, that if Bitcoin gets out of reach of a lot of people, that they may look at Ethereum, because they do have futures now. So they might look at it as a more legit product as opposed to more speculative. But as I've said, ETH is trying to change tires, going from proof of work to proof of stake. They're basically, it's like trying to change tires on a car that's going 60 miles an hour. So not easy to do. I get it, and that's why I'm very bullish on what Cardano and DOT can do, because they are the top competitors of ETH, and even Lumens, and even XRP a little bit. We'll see how that goes. But let's move it on to Monero. Monero, my favorite privacy coin. I don't own any of this. Like I said, I've got some goals, and right now it's to stack more sats before things get out of hand. I have a goal to reach on my sats before I can start looking at some of this other stuff, and that's okay. That's how I have to run things for my peace of mind and my psychology. For everybody, that's going to be slightly different, their risk tolerance. But Monero tapping into some new supply up here. Really taking off. I really like this coin. I don't see any reason why. Litecoin, same thing, looking about the same. XRP, let's span down a little bit. Like I said, I changed over to the daily charts, so maybe you can see a little bit better where your entry points. if you're looking to enter, you'd want to enter on a red candle. You don't have to get precise. I mean, sometimes I try too hard to get down into the wicks of the daily candles and I miss, but the way how fast these markets move, and then I don't use leverage. I mean, I can probably just get away with just, if I see a red candle, just do a market buy. So it might be a little bit easier for me. I don't know. I try. But anyway, excuse me. XRP is starting to make another move up. Looking good. It's got all this supply up here. You got stacked, some pretty heavy stacked supply. It's not even nested, it's stacked, so that's a lot of supply it's got to bust through. A lot of people been using this as a pump and dump coin, so something to keep in mind. Remember, don't buy on a red candle. Here is Tesla. You can see where it was. This is over here where it was around, before the stock split, and then right here it's got the reaccumulation. This is a daily chart. It looks like it's in reaccumulation. This is a good buy area, actually. I'm not a stock guy, but this looks like some solid demand right here. It looks like it popped off of it pretty good, pretty strong. Popped off, got a pop off on Friday. So, and it's still red as far as Heiken Aishi is concerned. So that might be a decent buy as it continues to climb, and as Bitcoin climbs and their balance sheet climbs. So looking good, just saying. Let's move over to where are we at? Here we go. Oh, where are we? Yep, here we go. Let's start with Bitcoin dominance. And you can see that it's continuing to decline over the past several weeks. I don't see any signs of reversing. This is starting to look like it's starting to reverse here. We're starting to get some pushback, some kickback over this past week and a half. So you can see here. Let's show you what I'm looking at. You can see from here, how do we look at buying pressure? Let's go to here. This looks about right. You can see that the angle is starting to how steep this is from here to here, and then from here to here the steepness is lessening, so that means that we have an increase, slowing down in momentum. That doesn't mean it's going to turn on a dime. It's just showing that we're showing a slowing in momentum in the dominance of Bitcoin losing its dominance. And then let's look at this pressure here. Let's look at the selling pressure. Here to here, about thereabouts, and you'll see the same thing, that the selling pressure is also lightening up. No, actually selling pressure is about the same. If we go from here to here, selling pressure has been about the same, pretty much the same. It's actually increasing a little bit, so it's it's slowing, but not enough. I think it might continue to break down. So, and let's look at Bitcoin on the daily here, and we've already seen that. And ETH, let's look at DOT. Look at DOT. I wish I would have got into this, but as I said, I'm looking at increasing my sat stack I have a specific goal in mind that I want to reach before I start looking at alts. and plus I don't have the time to really find it. So one thing that you can do here, and let's see. Heikin-Ashi overlay. This is the one I like. Heikin-Ashi overlay. This is my favorite right here. And basically just look for red candles to go into. That's your buying. That's your buy opportunities on the daily. Just look for a red candle, and it's going to be a good buy. As we continue to go up, as Bitcoin continues to climb, and there's absolutely no reason to stop it unless all the banks get together and say, we need to stop this Bitcoin before everybody figures out that we're stealing from their children. So right now, today is maybe a good day to buy. There's no guarantee that it might drop down into this demand level here, but then I'm splitting hairs with an asset that could go 200x. So just something to think about. And let's look at Link. I heard Link is rocketing like a spaceship. Everything's just going up. Even Tezos. Look at Tezos. Holy crap. I think isn't that a new all-time high for Tezos? Not sure. I think it is. And Yiffy is in new territory. It's going back down. It's 50,000 for Yiffy. Bitcoin. See, it's still going. It's still beating Bitcoin, but we are starting to see a leveling off here in the selling. The buying is picking up though, so the buying pressure could blast it through. It's definitely starting to see more buying pressure. Uni, I'm in this one. I am still in this one. I took some profits around here, and I just pulled out my seed capital. I'm just going to let the rest ride. Even my anchor is starting to take off. Wish I would have stayed in this one and accumulated more, but as I said, I've been looking at building up my Bitcoin opportunity while it's still within reach of me reaching my goal. I did have my goal. I exceeded my goal actually, but then I took out, for peace of mind, I took out 6 months worth of living expenses to set that aside in dollars, and I put that in my Celsius account, and it's compounding right now at 12% interest weekly. So it's actually, if I was in a poor country, I could probably live off of that, but I'm not in a poor country. I'm in America, where they are destroying our dollar. So I got to try to figure out ways to keep up with inflation until I can figure out, get my passport and figure out what I'm going to do next. Here's VET. Boom. Took off last week. I've been talking about this one. This is coming from a retail background. I've been in the grocery business for over 25 years total, maybe even 30. I've lost track, but I've seen all different sides of the grocery industry. I've been in almost every single aspect of it, whether it be a position, a frontline person, or a manager. So I know a lot about this business, and this VeChain could be an invaluable asset for everything out there. And this was a no-brainer here to pick, and would be one of my long-term picks had I not been focused on Bitcoin. So MicroStrategy looks like a buying opportunity. Found some demand here down below 1,000. So might be a buying opportunity. Maybe, if it gets up to 2,000, and maybe you might be looking for a stock split. That's definitely looking like a buy opportunity. So looks like just a lot of people just took profits here and took the money and run. Got scared out with all the Bitcoin stuff, and I don't know. Who knows? People have different reasons to buy and sell. That's the market for you. Have you noticed a pattern? Everything is going up except the dollar. Oh, here's one that went down. GameStop. Rest in peace, GameStop army. It is quite a chart there. It was put up a fight, but from what I understood and what I read, a lot of people got out at 420.69. 420.69 was the magic number to get out at. That was what the OGs were aiming for, and then there was a lot of other people that were late to board the train that said, "Oh, we can push it to 1,000." Well, once those OGs pulled out at 420.69, that was their goal, and then they were done. And so, sorry guys, the rest of you guys are just bag holders. Not gonna happen. Dogecoin. It's the demand is weakening. There's probably another demand level around here. Let's go down to 4 hour. See if there's another demand level. Maybe here down to 5 cents. 5 cents. I mean, it's definitely quieting down, but and the demand is here. Right here at 6, we're in demand, but it's weakening. As you can see, the selling pressure is continuing to decline. They got to dig deep to find where demand is, where people want to pick this up at it, if it's going to pick up again. This is looking like the demand level right in here. Right in this area here. This is looking like the demand level, where there might be some more right in between 5.5 and 4.5 cents. That's what it's looking like. It looks like this might give way, because you see you got some demand here with this big spike here on 4 hour, and then there's demand. See, it went down and then popped up, but not in the same amount of time. It took almost a day for it to pop back up, and then it's then steadily declining again. So I don't know if this is going to hold. It's not looking like it's going to hold. Looks like unless there's some hype, some outside hype, another celebrity comes and says, "I bought some Doge," because people need leaders apparently. So I would definitely look at this as an opportunity, a possible opportunity here, but don't hold your breath on Doge. I think it's more of a fad. There's just no real support for use cases. Might be people climbing on board to say, I'm going to use it, but then once it crashes, they'll run for the hills. So don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. XLM USDT. This is another one. It's Lumens. I think that the Ukraine. This is the XRP competitor for cross-border payments for remittances, and I don't know how big that is over in that area of the world, as opposed to where XRP is. XRP has kind of put their foot in different areas, like Southeast Asia and things like that, where I know remittances are a big thing there. But I know that Lumens is putting its foothold into Central Asia. The old Russian Federation and all that shit, Ukraine in particular. So, but this would definitely be something that I would consider for a long-term hold. XRP, I like how it looks on the daily. It's not just pump and dump. This is accumulation in a bullish pattern. So I like how it's accumulating here, but as I said, there's a lot of supply up here, a lot of stacked and nested supply up in this area. So just something to keep in mind. But it's definitely looking a lot more constructive in this 4 hour. I just realized I'm still in 4 hour. As opposed to, rocketing up and then, dumping back down. This is pump and dump here, but this is accumulation. So that's looking a lot stronger. I kind of like that. It's definitely showing some maturity to it. So that's a good thing. And then who I think is going to be the ETH killer. And as I stated before when I talked about ETH earlier, it's like trying to change tires on a car going 60 miles an hour. ADA is slowly catching up, and it's as if they can start. They already have their product is becoming more and more complete, and as they garner more attention, I know that they are looking at Africa as their foothold, which would definitely Africa is very quick to adopt technology. I think that Africa is looking to be a global united force to be reckoned with, as opposed to being carved up and divided by European imperialism. They want to become a unified Africa. I think this might be something that they can rally behind to be able to do that with some of the stronger countries like Nigeria and Ethiopia. I know. So I don't want to get too deep into that and what I believe happened in Libya and a few other things where, but that's the last thing either China or the United States wants, is a unified Africa. And so I think as they continue, as they adopt this, I think that this is something that they would really grasp a hold of, and it's not out of reach as far as a price to everyday Africans, like trying to get 32 ETH. So this is one you want to watch. Don't downplay a price point of 87 cents versus a price point of $2,000. To run a node and to stake. Don't underestimate those price points. They can make a world of difference, especially in a country where you got a very poor population that would benefit from being able to stake and unify behind something. I don't count this one out. I'm telling you guys, this is the one you gotta watch right here. So that's all I have today. I'm actually probably going to put in a position on ADA today. I'm going to take the money that I was going to buy the dip on Bitcoin. Can't think. And put that on ADA. I think that's what I'm going to do today. So you do what you do you. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and what I'm seeing. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a truck driver who has an interest in crypto. So, and macroeconomics. And have a good day.